I was so dumb, but I hopped on a plane, almost drove right back to the 541. Shitty U-turn on the freeway, you turn me from a fiend to a way to you fun. I can wait in the sun for a little, but it's been real gray, and tonight it's a nice C1. I can wait in the cold for a while if the reasons are plenty, but right now
all right. I kind of want to jump in on, I'm going to piggyback King here on some neighbor bullshit.
Okay.
So I need your guys' opinion on this neighbor stuff.
Love it.
So there's a house like 3 houses down from my house. I don't know how many people live in this house. It seems like maybe there's 8 to 10 people that might be living in this house.
It's too many people in one house.
And on top of it, that means they have about 8 cars that are associated with this house. And one of them likes to park right on the edge of our driveway. And our driveway is set to where there's a fence and a tree and a bush. And it's a fairly busy street. So with a car parked right in the corner there and you're backing out, it's tough to see cars and or people coming by. And talked to the guy a month or two ago. It's like, hey, is there any way you could just park like just 5 feet farther back just so we could see? They said, oh, all right, then. And then sure enough, car's been parked right on the corner of the curb again. And it's just like, fuck, I know there's no laws and stuff about where you can park on city streets. I get that. But it's like, there should be common courtesy of a neighborhood of, especially if you're rolling 8 to 10 cars. They have like 3 cars that don't work that are parked in front of their place. So it's like, yeah, I don't care if you're parked there. Just help us out so it's easier to back out of our driveway.
So
I don't want to bring it up. I don't want to be that neighbor that brings it up again. Am I warranted to bring it up again?
Yes. So a couple things. Like, yes, you are absolutely warranted to bring it up again. Because it's not like you were being a dick the first time, and it's not like you're going to be a dick this time. Just be like, hey, man, like, friendly reminder. Like, I really... Oh, are we chopping? Hang on. I'm going to let this settle in. Okay. Like, hey, man, friendly reminder. Like, I... don't want to hit your car. So, like, if you'd like to preserve your car and make sure everything's fine, just maybe move it 5 feet. And then if they don't do it, then you report them to the city for having cars that don't work, like junker cars on the property.
Oh, the ones in...
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what the law is of, like, cars break down. I get that. But it's like multiple cars not running. It's just like, yeah, me and my neighbor just to the side are just like, Jesus. They have like a 16-year-old girl that's like just learning to drive and like just got a car. And it's like, yeah, have fun having her have to like parallel park in front of her house to get to her house. I'm like, good luck.
Yeah. Like how, so I mean, I'm trying to picture it because I don't think I've ever been to your house. They have, which is weird, by the way. They have... So, like, your property, like, where does it end and theirs begins? Is it?
No, they're 3 houses down. They're not even.
They're
my
egregious.
Neighbor. Yeah, they're not even my neighbor.
They're egregious.
They also have a van that's parked. So there's the driveway, and then the problem car is the one parked just to the left.
I think you do
and then
have
my car's parked a 1-car driveway.
Like this shouldn't really be coming from you. Like, this should be coming from your neighbor, right? Like,
it's more my girlfriend is the one that is pulling out of the driveway a lot.
No. But I'm saying they're parking in front of your neighbor's house, and then then the neighbor next to them too.
Well, yeah, they do have a car on next to my neighbor too, but then there's also a van just on the other side of my house where that is associated with that house where I'm not sure if someone's quasi living out of it or not. But I don't know. It's one house that's you should know they have the person who I'm guessing probably owns them now. Oh, they rent. I'm pretty sure it's been a rental house. Person that is on the lease there, they have a giant truck with a giant Chargers flag on it. So take that with what you may of what the house I'm dealing with is.
Yeah, I don't know the rules for cars parked, but that feels like too much. I feel like there is a broken down car law in some regards that you can
of some kind, right?
No, there absolutely has to be. Like they could be a jerk and park in front of your house like they are. Okay, that's hard to like litigate or whatever, but I feel like there has to be something where you cannot have like 3 junker cars that just don't work taking up space. There has to be something.
I would assume there is.
Yeah,
but...
that's the thing, right? You're allowed to have them like on your property, I think. But I think there's lines there too that the city draws, because then it's like a fire hazard or something at that point, right? But like leaving junkers on like the public street is super duper not allowed. I'm pretty sure. So yeah.
Yeah, but I said all of a sudden I do that, but I don't want to. I don't like to be that kind of neighbor. Because it really
are the junkers all in their driveway?
No, they have 2 in their driveway and then 2 parked on the street in front of their house.
Okay. I think the ones on the street, you can actually do the thing where you call them and they have to move. Like, I can't remember what it is. It's like, it's something weird, like 5,000 feet or so. It's something weird. I think the ones on the street, you can. It'll be a slow play because they'll put that orange sticker on it.
Oh, yeah.
But there's no way you can have all those junker cars on the city street.
On the
junker ones aren't even those ones aren't even the real problem. They're just taking up the space where they would normally park their car instead of parking right on the edge of my driveway, which is the problem car.
And again, like you asked them nicely, like
I definitely did. I'm sure
which you could do again.
I also don't get it. I mean, there's a bunch, mid to early 20s kids that are funneling in and out of this house. I'm like, I lived as that. I had a buddy that was at my house all the time that would park halfway on the sidewalk and stuff in his big ass truck. And I'm like, I know how to be the dumb kid that doesn't give a shit about parking stuff, but it's like,
yeah.
First ask, I was like, I thought got through, but yeah.
I think they made a movie about this, didn't they? With like Seth Rogen and what's his phrase? From the Efron, like where like they were
a frat house.
Yeah, they were
right?
messing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you got fucking like 8 cars, so you got at least 8 people in that place.
I said the problem I'm having, it's bordering on like being those people on like next door and shit, and like those problems. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I haven't been on there. I'm sure there's probably some of my neighbors that are on that, like complaining about this house.
WCP just shared a link that I'm going to try to open without it fucking fully breaking the computer. By the way, we're chunky. We're chunky as shit right now. So I have no idea if the audio is going to pull through when we like convert this to a podcast. I have no idea what's going on right now, but
I thought we were a body posy podcast, but apparently not. Yeah. Apparently not, sir.
Not allowed to
for another run.
Not allowed to be chunky on this.
7 miles every day.
We're a no chunky zone. Yeah.
If I don't run 10 miles, I get mad at myself every day.
Just got to get this podcast on some Ozempic, then we'll be good to go.
Yeah. Biden out there lowering Medicare prices, baby. He's out there negotiating right now. Let's get that Ozempic down so we can have a successful podcast. But seriously, like I don't know if it's gonna stop. Like I might wanna like restart my computer. Like is everybody okay with that? Will you guys come back in a couple minutes if I do that? Because it's usually like we start out chunky and then it like corrects itself as we go on. It's not doing that. We're like 10 minutes.
I'm having no problems on my end.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
It's just me and everything is going through my computer, so it's chunky for everybody watching it. So, yeah.
If they're complaining, then that's something.
Yeah. Are we good? People in the chat, are we good? Can we just power through it?
Yeah, I think so.
Awesome. Matt Carney?
Yeah, we're good.
Is that Matt Carney here? Wow. I haven't seen you in a while. Been a while. All right, fuck it. Welcome to the podcast. I'm Alex.
I think we're fine. I'm Matt Carney.
I'm Alex. He's Matt Carney. He's Ski. Tweet at Matt Carney. Like regarding the podcast, definitely direct all of your all of your corrections. Like Matt Carney hears you, he values you. Send him your tweets at Matt Carney on Twitter.
Yep.
If you're still on Twitter, because apparently nobody's on Twitter anymore as of like last week. Also, join the Discord. Discord's the place you want to be if you listen to this podcast and give a fuck about us. Sports Brewery and Discord. That's where we get our movie suggestions, list ideas, all that stuff. We got Nutian, who's in the chat right now, shared the free Big Ten Plus link and password earlier for us. So if you want, yeah, free year of Big Ten Plus. Like, so, you know, we have that. You don't, because you're not in our Discord. Like, fucking figure it out. Twitch.tv/abrog87 is where we're currently chunking. Twitch.tv/abrog87. So, you know, do that thing. Movie on Sunday is King's movie, and it is the OG Twister. 1996, it is on Max. So watch the original Twister, Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton. Listen to us talk about it on Sunday.
R.I.P. Billy P.
What's that?
I said R.I.P. Billy P.
Big ups, Bill Paxton. How's Pullman doing?
Don't forget to bring a spotted cow. It's a Twister joke. I'm Matt Kearney.
It's like the one thing everybody like took away from that movie is that there's a fucking flying cow.
Yeah.
You guys heard about the Madden thing today, right? Like the Madden movie. Did you hear about that?
I saw a quick little.
Did you hear about this? Has anybody seen this? Did you hear about it?
Why are we making a John Madden movie?
With Nick Cage.
It doesn't make sense.
And by the way, like David O. Russell is producing it. Like he's like a really successful producer for a long time. And Nick Cage as John Madden.
Is there some like exciting thing about Madden's life, like outside of football, that
are we not making Philip Seymour Hoffmans anymore that can be John Madden? Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. By the way, like I got some hot takes for Sunday when we talk about Twister with old Phil Cy Hoffman. So we'll see.
Boomer sooner.
Yeah. Like I always got the impression that Madden was like a really boring guy. Like he was super interesting when he was an announcer, but like as a coach, he was like a normal football coach. And when he retired, he just like lived in the Bay Area and like didn't do stuff. Like just hung out. And I know he like the most interesting thing about him is that he would only travel on trains. That was
the bus.
And the bus. Yeah. Trains and the bus. Yeah. Wouldn't get on airplanes. Yeah.
There must be some sort of hidden thing of like all sorts of shenanigans happening on those buses.
Yeah. Or there's like some childhood trauma we're gonna learn about where he like I don't know, like somebody punched his mom on an airplane and
he was one of the survivors in that movie Alive. I don't know if you remember it.
That's why he was
Peruvian soccer team.
Sort of a big. That's why he was sort of a bigger guy because of all the humans he ate.
Yep, he ate everything he could see.
All that long pig he ate.
Yeah. Boom.
That's why he had all those legs on the turkey, man. It's because he was used to eating human legs.
You're ducking.
Boom. Boom.
Ugh. But I'm with King though. I don't need to see this movie. There's nothing about Madden that intrigues me. So it's like, now if it was a Howard Cosell movie, now we're talking. Now there's some dirt and grime in there that might get people's attention, kind of thing.
You attracted to the racism? What are we doing here?
There's a lot of angles you could go with it, whatever you want.
Sexism,
racism, alcoholism. It's all there.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Who's the Adam McKay? That feels like an Adam McKay miniseries, the Howard Cosell show, which is mostly going to not be true, but, you know, probably going to be over the top.
I'm sure like Hank Azaria would do a fantastic Howard Cosell too. So.
Yeah. Just because Brockmeyer. I mean, it's basically the same guy. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I am basically also not interested in that movie. So that makes three of us.
Thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, good topic.
Yeah, we're doing great. We're doing great.
You guys want to talk about late-term abortions or what? Like,
How about
anyone got thoughts on that stuff as well?
I got a lot of thoughts on the post-birth abortions. I mean, I've heard plenty about that. So
you just squash them.
Just squash them like a bug.
Nobody knows more about squashing babies than me.
Pop out and you squash them.
It's like Braga.
Make the sound effects too.
The Dems of the bus, though. Beautiful frog.
Kamala, she's the one driving that bus right over all them babies.
Not real black babies, though.
No. Has old Donnie T given up on the Kamabla thing? That was a weird thing he was trying.
I don't think it played well. So
I don't think it stuck.
No, that's what I was gonna say. He's trying to get a lot of stuff to stick right now, and nothing's really working for him yet. I mean, I figure he'll come up with something eventually. I mean, he always does, but
I don't know. He tried wacky walls.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, boy. Sort of the whole Fox News circle is really struggling right now. Again, they're professionals at this. They're gonna come up with something, but so far no good. It is a lot of reaching so far.
Well, it's just a numbers game. Something's bound to stick eventually.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. Shooters shoot, right?
Yeah, so. Exactly.
I do. We're gonna eject from this very quickly, but I do love how politicians now are just doing weird vibe checks where 6 months ago Chris Christie was up there in a Republican thing calling him Donald Duck, as in ducking. It was so bad, and today Biden called him Donald Dump.
Did he really?
Dumplies.
Yeah, I called him
Donald Dump. Seriously,
he's got no fucks anymore. He's out in 5 months. But okay, Joe.
Seriously, folks.
That didn't land either, bud. Donald Dump.
No,
I'm sure many people have tried that one, and it never stuck.
That's kind of something your 85-year-old grandpa who's real close, not quite to dementia yet, but real close to dementia. That's a joke he would probably make.
Yeah, not good.
All right, well, let's shift from wonderful topic to Raygun.
Oh, I had no idea you were such.
I hate this shit.
I'm surprised you're not wearing the furry floppy. You
have the
Kangol hat and your 3-stripe suit and your hard shell toes. I had no idea you were such a
breaker?
breaking tradition.
Breaker,
right?
Yeah.
It's about the culture, man. Figure it out.
Breaking is my favorite sport.
You got her hat on, man. It's kind of it's exactly the same thing. No, I legitimately really dislike her a lot. And it's it surprised me too, because I shouldn't care. Nobody should care. The breaking at the Olympics was a passing thing that it literally it happened one day, and then it was gone, and nobody really saw it happen other than this chick who's gone viral, this Raygun person. And so it's not that she got a 0. It's okay. It's a little bit that she got a 0. She shouldn't have been there in the first place. She's awful. And there's way better breakers on Earth than her. I've seen better breaking from females at the WoW Hall. I said it in the Discord.
Well, Australians. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah. And
can you guys go right? Can you guys have put up at least a 1 in breaking?
No.
I know.
No.
You could have done a stall, or all you got to do is that little, hop back and forth that you do before you get into something.
Yeah, the dance where you cross your feet. That's all you got to do. She wasn't even doing that. Come on, man.
See, exactly. I feel like it could have got a point at least. That's a point.
It's the first thing you learn,
I saw
right?
a video today. Apparently, there are no points given in breaking. She just happened to lose by a combined score of 52-0 in all three matches. But she says there are no points given. I literally listened to her, and I don't know what the hell she was saying.
Clearly they are, because there's a winner and a loser, and that requires points to dictate.
It was 52-0 after 3 matches.
Yeah. So somebody got points. Something. Somebody was awarded points. It wasn't her. Yep.
She was Gambia against the Dream Team in '92. That's what happened there. But somehow was not embarrassed of getting trounced that bad.
See, that's the thing. Is she is like this viral sensation now. She's gonna make millions of dollars off of this. And you know what? Like, I guess like grifter's gonna grift. Like, more power to her. Like, I know what she's doing. But the fact that like and you know, like, apparently Los Angeles wasn't gonna do breaking anyways, because there's like flag football and baseball and softball and stuff they're adding, all this stuff. But like, the whole world now thinks their sport is a joke. The whole fucking world. And you know what? Say what you will. Like, breaking's always been a joke. Okay, it's not a real sport. Okay, cool. But like, it was in the Olympics for the first time ever. It had a chance to be on the world spotlight, and all anybody saw and remembers is her. And now she's gonna make like millions of dollars with this disingenuous stuff about like playing a victim, and you know, like her whole attitude is like it. You know, they asked her like, do you think it was short-sighted to not have breaking in the Olympics, like in LA? And she was like, oh, I bet they're feeling dumb about that now with how much we're talking about it. It's like, dude, like, you're the worst. Like, you're the worst. Like, you single-handedly made your sport a joke around the world, and you're going to be rich off of it, and you're playing a victim and acting arrogant about it. Like, you're the worst. Go away.
So the two things I need to know. One, is there, like, international competition for breaking? I haven't looked it up, because if there's not, I mean, that's the only thing that would dictate this being a sport enough to be in Olympics to start with. And then two, how did they not have the first one be in LA? I mean, it was born in like New York, but I feel like it came to everyone's minds a lot in like the LA area.
Yeah, we saw that skateboarding movie, by the way.
Exactly.
Yeah, breaking.
It was like
breaking died 30 years ago.
Exactly. It was streets of New York, and then it was, you know, the boardwalk of Venice and shit like that. It's like quasi the home, like one of the homes of breaking. The fact that it was so bad that they couldn't capitalize on that, that's how bad this broad was for this quote-unquote sport.
And again, they are capitalizing on it. She is capitalizing on it because she was so terrible.
What's Matt?
What's up,
Matt? What Raygun did? She was Breaking Bad. I'm Matt Carney.
We need it. Raygun's gonna start another Cold War.
That was called a TV show too.
Anybody get
Breaking Bad? You get it?
Anybody get that Cold War joke I made about Raygun? Oh boy, we're doing great.
Don't get me started on Ronald Reagan. I'm Matt Kearney.
This is primo podcasting.
But I know it's not going to get to it. You know, obviously not. But is there any way the IOC could like ban Australia for having like a fraudulent entrant? It's a fraudulent entrant into
okay. So you're talking about like her husband or something, right? Because
did they scam the system to get?
So
in the first place?
I did read up on that. That didn't actually happen. So like there was like a petition afterwards that made it seem like her husband was one of the judges in Australia when she was qualifying, and the Australian like committee or whatever, the breaking committee in Australia, they came out and were like, no, that's a conflict of interest. We did not have him as a judge. So there's apparently a flourishing breaking community in Australia who's
apparently not.
They're pretty. They're all pretty upset. I know. So that's the first thing. That's the first thing I looked up. Is like, how the fuck did she qualify? Like she's awful. Like again, like you and I could probably do like close. Like and the woman she went up against was like doing incredible stuff. And so you're telling me like nobody in Australia can do close to that, like better than that? Yeah, but so apparently apparently the husband wasn't actually on the
Hey guys,
What's up, Matt?
have you heard what Ice Cube's new song is? It's called
Matt.
Hit Him with the Raygun. One nation under a groove. I'm Matt Kearney.
See, we could have heard that song with Breaking in Los Angeles.
Oh, the funk of it.
Well, I love that you're like venturing out into some like a new music genre. That's great, man. I'm proud of you, man. Yeah.
And nothing can stop us now. I'm Matt Kearney.
South Eugene represent.
No, but so I want to sign. I think we just ban Australia. Fuck their swimmers. Fuck all their other athletes now, because that's how bad this breaker was for the Olympics. It's like, have you seen the video of, it was like a woman in like 100-meter qualifying race. She was from like Somalia, and she got in because like her mom's an ambassador. Have you seen the video of that? She runs like a 31 100-meter.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
love
it's
that.
like, yeah,
I love
ban
that.
them. You love that. Yeah.
I love that. It's relatable.
Normals.
It's not even relatable, because it's so slow. It's not.
Is your mom not an ambassador for a nation? Ooh.
Yeah, that's another part of that too. Is like we can't even act like this is like, oh, they're one of us, like a normal person out there running an Olympic race. No, they're like just some rich kid whose parent is in the government. Oh God, no, but like I genuinely, and you know, I can't help but sort of laugh at myself just because of how ridiculous it is. Like I genuinely, every time I see her face, I get angry. Like I cannot stand to see Raygun's face. Like, oh.
You know, she's a goddamn liberal. Teaches that like
yeah, clearly.
Isn't she like a professor at some like?
She's a professor of breaking. She has a PhD and teaches breaking. Like what?
Chase your passions, man.
Huh?
I would be, by the way, like imagine you're one of her students.
In Australia, grad school probably costs like 19 cents. Like they don't live in America. We're a little skewed on that. So you can get a master's in whatever and a doctorate, and then you want to know what? I'm teaching breaking.
You bring in like the proof of purchase from like 12 Fosters, and you get a degree. Like
yeah, Nelnet isn't up your ass in Australia. I can guarantee you that.
Imagine being one of
isn't fucking you up. Isn't spamming your emails because you're in Australia. I can guarantee you that. Maybe that's a flaw about America.
Message. We I was gonna say, like, imagine being one of her students, where like you're in her breaking class and she gives you a bad grade. Like you're like, motherfucker, I saw you on TV. Like you don't know anything about breaking. Like, oh yeah, you're gonna give me an F? All right, T-Rex. All right, yeah, okay.
Kangaroo. It was a kangaroo, sir.
Was it?
She was doing the roo.
That's a roo.
Yeah, it's the roo.
I've never seen her. I've never seen roo arms up here. She doesn't even know what a kangaroo is. Is she a plant?
What? Are you from like the Cretaceous period?
Is she a plant? Is she from New Zealand? Is that what's happening here? Like she's a New Zealand plant trying to make Australia look bad. That's what's happening here. I got to the bottom of it. I got to the bottom of it.
I like that.
At least the only positive thing is that she is Australian, and we will never hear from her again in America. Really. I feel bad for all the Australian people for that.
Let's see what Australia's got cooking for some random thing in 2028.
Yeah.
I was gonna say she would be on Fallon, but Fallon already did the joke that he was gonna do. Because Fallon is like the only one who would legitimately have her on his show. Because he's
Do you guys like Fallon?
No.
Hate him.
No. He's not funny. His show's not funny. I like the Roots a lot, but he's not funny. Oh, I like that from Nutsy and put her on Dancing with the Stars. There you go.
God, I would watch.
Again,
Yeah.
I would watch.
Dancing Stars Australia, though, they have their own shit.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think we'll get lucky and avoid her.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. Again, like,
Well,
I've just been surprised
I
at how
don't-
fired up you were as a purist.
I don't like
I know.
it.
I forget. I know. I oftentimes forget that you're from the BX. I oftentimes forget that.
Where Brooklyn at?
You were a mid-'80s child in Brooklyn. I forget. You and Michael Rappaport were hanging around.
Yeah.
Jay-Z lived in the stoop above. I do forget that sometimes. Cool Mo D and Grandmaster Flash were, those were your inspirations. I get it, man. That's why you yell at us about, it's not a convenience store, it's a bodega. Where's your cap? Oh.
Do you guys have any places where you could go in and buy sodas and stuff?
Yeah. Is there anywhere in the morning you can get a bagel with cheese on it? Nope. Oh, only in New York.
Only in New York.
Only in New York.
Greatest place on earth.
Greatest place on earth. Aaron Judge.
Gina.
Someone on the Knicks.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Steph Curry. But by the way,
Derek Mason.
I joked about this in the spring when the Knicks were in the playoffs and Stephon Marbury was called Knicks legend. What the fuck is Stephon Marbury doing in the Olympics courtside as an attraction? You were a veteran on the most disappointing Olympic team for American men ever. You guys got bronze. Like Steph.
Yeah.
Stefan, whatever the fuck, Starbury. I don't want to hear from you. I was irritated as fuck seeing him sitting next to Carmelo during that. Because Carmelo, whatever you think about his NBA career, before this round where KD surpassed him, he was the most decorated American Olympian ever for basketball, of course.
For basketball, yes.
Men's basketball, who want to cover all the bases. But Stephon Marbury's sitting there, and then Stephon Marbury is creating content afterwards because he hates LeBron, and LeBron is like, well, then I don't give a shit about you. So now he's on this crusade about how LeBron is like the 19th best player of all time, and we give that run. Why? He's Stephon Marbury. I know we didn't have the internet when he was in Minnesota. I get it. I'm that old. I remember. I do. But he was a failure in Minnesota. He was a failure as a Knick. I don't know where he went after that because I know he went to China.
China.
Obligatory.
China.
But he's Stephon Marbury. Who the fuck cares about his opinion? Stop giving him a microphone. Don't let him on the Olympic sideline. He's Stephon Marbury. Where's Sebastian Telfair's opinion? Like, what the fuck are we doing? Where's Brandon Jennings with an opinion on Olympians and all-time Americans? What are we doing? Where's Anthony Bennett with an opinion? Give him a microphone. Stephon Marbury, go away. You were never that good. Kevin Garnett was better than you. Sam Cassell took your job in Minnesota because you're not that good. You're a ball hog, and you're terrible, and you're only a lunch because it's fucking steak. Thank you.
I feel better because you hate Stephon Marbury way more than I hate Raygun.
What the hell, man?
Yeah.
Why do we give a shit about stuff? Well, and Noah Eagle. I talk about nepotism, even though Noah Eagle's really good at his job.
He is, yeah.
Oh, and here's a legend, New York Knicks, Stephon Marbury. They didn't make the playoffs, Noah. He's not a legend. He's not a legend.
Booble says Jeremy Lin as a Knick better than Stephon Marbury as a Knick.
Elfrid Payton, better Knick than Stephon Marbury.
Allen Houston. Where's Allen Houston?
Houston, of course.
Starbury's last season in the NBA was with the Celtics in 2009. And then it was China for 8 years.
Yeah.
Oh, he became a legend. Oh, good. Great.
8 years in China. That's how good you are in NBA when you can fill out 8 years in China.
Shame on you, Noah Eagle. Shame on you, Dwayne Wade. Shame on you, NBC.
By the way,
shame on you, Peacock.
By the way, we that gold medal game felt like 2 weeks ago, but it was on Saturday. And
Yeah.
I almost like forgot to talk about it on the podcast today because of that.
Well,
like
because
it feels like it was forever ago.
Raygun kind of outshined it with how bad that was.
Yeah.
It's like the first time he's going to let in was with Steph just putting the dagger in the French.
One of the most insane, like in a career of insane shooting performances, like that was fucking insane. Like what Steph did in the fourth quarter in that gold medal game was nuts. Like, and again, like we've seen it from him before. He's the best shooter who's ever played basketball. But like, you know, the Heat, he did like 2 heat checks and made both of them. And the last one was over Wemby and like fading away against 2 guys from like 4 feet behind the 3-point line. That's like anybody else, like you're cut if you take these shots. Like
I said this in the Discord too. It wasn't just him, you know, by himself, you know, with the Warriors pulling up in the clutch. He shot in double teams with Kevin Durant standing wide open
and
on
LeBron.
the 3-point line.
Durant and LeBron.
KD, they knew the assignment.
Yeah.
It was 1 pass, 2 pass, bang,
Clear out.
let him go. And once he hit the second one, he can do whatever he wants with the third one. Once he hit the third one, fucking goddamn, just close your eyes. He's hitting that fourth. You just know he's hitting the fourth.
Yeah.
Steph Curry is not like the best NBA player ever, of course.
Yeah.
But Steph Curry is an avalanche of fuckery we've never fucking seen.
Yep.
It is amazing to see him get on a heater because in that game, like he played well the entire game. I think he hit like 7 or 8 threes.
He played well the whole Olympics, man. Like he was solid.
But what I'm saying is he hit 4 threes in the last 2 minutes and 23 seconds. And the degree of difficulty seemed to get stronger on all of them. And every time he shot it, no one cared.
Yeah.
Nope. And once he got rid of them, cash. You just knew they were cash. You just knew they were cash. Like he is an insane. He is a problem. He is a puzzle piece that there is no connective thing to. With every other player ever, because he's not the best player ever, but he's such a singular nuclear force. It's fucking insane.
Who else is close to him? Really, is it just Dame for the most part? Because when Dame gets on his heaters, he's pulling up from midcourt and
but Dame has to be on a heater because if Dame's not on a heater, we've seen many a games where it's kind of a clunky 4 for 11 from 3.
Mm-hmm.
The stat line looks great. And I'm not just saying that because he's no longer here, but we've seen that where.
Yeah.
But Steph is just
like
and there's
Booble says it in the chat. He's watching Steph has to be like the first time someone saw magic. Like what the fuck is this? Like he says, and like I feel the same. Like the first time people saw Shaq. Like, just remember, like, you've never seen a big man that athletic before, who can run like that, who is just unstoppable. Like, Steph's quick shooting and accuracy is something we'll probably never see again. Like his ability and confidence, too. Because he shoots and turns around. Like, he knows it's the quickest release ever, and he knows it's going in. It's like... And, you know, it comes from work. Like, we see all the clips of him doing all this, like, crazy shit all the time. He just does that all day long. And so,
the insane thing about Steph is, like you were saying, was the quick shooting. Because, like, Dame, who can microwave it just as, you know, at his top of his game the same. But he's not a catch and shoot guy like Steph is. Where Steph can catch the ball, and I think it was the last 3 against Wemby, where he literally just caught it and it was just up. And I think the second one was his actually most difficult because he caught it, tried to go up, it kind of had to hesitate for like a split second and then toss it up. And it was
off balance
and was catch.
His ability
his catch and shoot is crazy.
His ability to shoot off balance is crazy because the one you're talking about, like he was in position to shoot, like the defender jumped over him, and so the way his feet ended up, they were like right next to each other, like sort of leaning back, and he just shoots it. and it goes in. That's supposed to fuck you up. Like being put off your rhythm like that is supposed to fuck you up, and you cannot fuck up Steph. Like he's amazing.
And I feel like, and this could be just time bias. So I guess maybe someone could say, "Oh, Larry Bird." I feel like before Steph, Ray Allen was considered the best catch and shoot 3-pointer.
For sure. Yeah.
Watch Ray Allen highlights. And this is no disrespect. Yeah. Ray Allen may have like one of like the top 3 NBA moments of all time, hitting that 3 in Game 6 in 2013 against the Spurs. No disrespect. But when his catch and shoot is catch, set the feet, bend the knees, ball, elbow, perfect, zipper. Steph's is just catch, and his gather is so just, and it's ungodly.
He's a chucker, you know, like he's a chucker. He's like, and it goes in.
And I'm with you with that, because I mean, technically, we all kind of assume in our mind that, you know, he's the best 3-point shooter, right? I mean, he's only 12th all time on 3-point percentage. But I'm looking over the list. Everyone else is, like you're saying there, someone else has to get them the ball wide open to shoot the 3. Yeah. Steph does it himself a lot of the time too. That's the difference between, like you brought up Ray Allen. Ray Allen had about a dribble or 2 max before he passed it off and didn't shoot. Right. Steph would dribble around, take a double screen and stuff. That's the difference between him and all the better shooters than him.
The thing with percentage is, I'm just making up a name. Dale Davis may be number 9 all time. That's just a made up name. What would you?
Yeah, Dale Davis not top 20.
Oh.
You could have Wesley Person. How about that? 50.
Wesley Person. Yeah. But it's
Mitch Richmond.
You take out like probably like 500 Steph shots that are just him 45 feet away, just kind of fucking around. Heat check. I mean, he's different. He's just different.
Take a guess. Number 1 all-time 3-point shooting percentage.
I was gonna say Ray Allen, but it's probably like
Jamal Crawford.
Ray Allen not top 20. Crawford no.
Huh.
So it's got to be something from like the 80s.
Look at the complexion of our skin here is what you need to be focusing on.
JJ Redick.
Nope. Red's on there though.
Is it Bird?
Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr.
And then
player. Yeah.
Steve Kerr, Hubert Davis is 2, Luke Kennard is 3, Drazen Petrovic, Joe Harris, Jason Caputo, Tim Legler. That's the top 7. And then Seth, his brother's better than him. Seth Curry is 8.
By the way, congratulations on retirement today, Joe Harris. You were forever a bubble god.
Matt Bonner is on the list.
I think on Saturday, watching that game, I was just, you know, like once it wound down. Steph made the shot, did the go to sleep. You're sort of like struck with a, man, we're never gonna see anything like this again. Like Steph, LeBron, KD, like that's never gonna happen again. You know, never say never, but just like looking at American basketball right now and what it looks like these are the three of the best scorers in the history of basketball, and they are on the same team, and each of them balled out in Paris. And the effort was there, and they wanted it bad. Like you could tell Steph wanted it because it was his first Olympics. Like he really wanted it, and you could tell LeBron really wanted it. Like LeBron was like physical, shit-talking, authoritative LeBron, which you don't see very much in the NBA.
Playoffs is only when you see it,
right?
Really.
That's it, right? Like this big, loud leader on the team, and then Durant just like, you know, I don't know what it is about Durant. Like when you watch him play in the NBA, he's like he's not effective as he was with this team. I don't know.
Durant is still a very effective basketball player.
Yeah.
He's still. But to go against your point, that will never. I guarantee they probably said this about the '92 Dream Team. You had Malone and Jordan, and you had at the time the all-time great scoring team.
Yeah.
I just think it's going to be another 20 years probably until there's another group of 3 or 4 guys together.
Fair.
I think it's going to be that little lull here of. I mean, we brought it up last week too. Once these guys officially age out, we're going to have some 4 to 8 years in there of. Oh shit, what do we do with these young guys?
Yo, they better be good in LA. Like they better be good in Los Angeles. Like if they come out and lay an egg in LA, like Staples Center, like it's a bronze in the Staples Center, like forget about it. Forget about it. I know it's not Staples Center anymore, but
I actually think that. But I think as an aside, I think the games are at the Intuit Dome where the Clippers play. I think.
Yeah.
Fair
yes,
enough.
I believe they are too.
Right.
But I mean, if you heard the post game of like Wemby's coming for throats now.
I know.
I think this was something that might have gotten Wemby fired up. He's coming after everyone now.
Is he now, Ski? Tell me more. But say it slower this time.
Tell more about your anniversary night.
But that goes into the future of these young kids and the American young kids. They better watch out because.
Yeah.
I mean, how many of those French guys do you even know on that team?
Like a few of them. That's about it.
A few of them.
Yeah.
The other ones played pretty good. That one guy was physical with LeBron and the elite NBA guys. So.
Yabu Seke or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like I've heard the name, but I couldn't pick him out of a lineup. It was just like I don't know who this guy is.
Well, he looks like Ben Wallace. His legs are just 6 inches tall, but somehow he's 6'9".
Yeah,
weird body composition on that guy.
No, Ben
for an Olympian, which is bizarre to say.
It was Benoit Wallace, right? Isn't that what they said?
Yeah. I just feel like his legs were like the size of this pencil, and the rest of his body was 6'8". It was weird. It's weird. Turning the page.
Yes.
Before we get to our list, I
it.
kind of gave you guys a list. Did you guys see that in the text?
Yeah.
About the college things?
Yeah, pulling that up right now.
I got my answers written down. Yeah.
So I will lay this out. I kind of did it in the Discord a couple days ago, just as a offshoot. But I'm going to give you guys a list, and it is a top 10 team that will flop. A team outside the top 20 that will make the college football playoff, the conference winners / top 4 teams, the group of 5 team is group of 4, group of 5, whatever it is now that gets in, final 4 teams, and the champion. And I will give you guys some time to filibuster because I already put it out there. It's not that much of a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
But my top 10 flop, Michigan Wolverines.
Okay.
I am
my
right
team,
there with you.
Outside the top 20 to make the CFP, I said Iowa. And now I've seen the Cade McNamara highlights of practice, and I think he's 8 for like 72 this spring. So I'm not feeling as good. I'm not feeling as good about it.
Well, see, here's the thing, man. When you go up against one of the all-time greatest defenses, you're gonna struggle.
Absolutely.
He's not playing against Iowa defense every week.
Under fire. Under ference.
Well, wait. Let's go one thing at a time. Let's all do one at a time. Does that work?
Okay.
Can we do that?
Yeah. Works.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, what's your top 10 flop teams?
My top 10 flop is Michigan. They will not make the CFP.
Yep.
And I am with King as well on Michigan being the top 10 team. That's not me.
I'm gonna go with Ole Miss because they're Ole Miss.
Toddy, gosh almighty.
I love me some Kiffin, don't get me wrong. Coconut up,
well,
get you some Kiffin, but it's fucking Ole Miss. Like,
I guess that makes sense because, like, do you guys think 4 SEC teams would make the playoffs?
Maybe.
it would take 4 for Ole Miss to get in there ahead of Bama, Texas, and Georgia. I did the same thing with Michigan.
Team outside the top or conference went, which
Well,
Sorry,
wait,
where
so
are we at?
was it outside the top 20 to
20. Yeah.
Yes,
jump
to
in?
make the
playoff.
CFP.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go Arizona.
Ooh.
Yeah,
See,
my Cats.
I picked your Cats too.
Do you really?
I just think they. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I just think they have such an easy way to win the Big 12.
Easy road and like
with
and
what
like
they
a
return to.
really talented quarterback, like really talented wide receiver who came back. Justin Flo on defense, boys.
Oh my god!
By the way, I was playing
I was
playing a guy online in CFB 25, and I threw a pick 6 to Justin Flo the other day.
Ouch. Does he have a big old neck brace in the game?
He does, yeah.
He does.
It was disappointing. I still won, but you know. Play his fuck up. All right, what's the next one?
Conference winners / will be the top 4 teams. I have Georgia, Ohio State. Oh, I mess. Someone go ahead. I can't read what
I'm with you. I got Georgia. I got the Ducks. I got Arizona winning the Big 12, and I punted on the ACC. I just took Florida State. I got no idea about that shitty conference.
Oh, I read that wrong. Sorry. I skipped a line. I had Georgia, Ohio State, Utah, Florida State.
All right.
Yeah, Georgia, Oregon, Florida State, I guess. Like
it could be Miami
or
Miami, Clemson?
like Stanford,
the ACC.
Stanford. How about Stanford?
SMU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
group of 5 team that gets in, I have Boise State.
Okay. SEC, how about Texas? How about Texas? You know, make a splash? No, I mean it's not going to happen. But
you got Texas for your group of 5?
Well, no, because I didn't pick an SEC team.
Oh, you didn't have an SEC
team
yet.
For my 4.
So. You're not worried about them having no running backs?
Yeah, and also like Sark. And you know, like yeah, I'm worried about that. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I Power 5? I don't know.
Liberty, Memphis, Tulane. Oregon State, Washington State, Boise State, Fresno State.
I am taking Memphis. Returning quarterback that had a pretty good year. 2 returning wide receivers that are good, and the only game that they have any chance of really being underdogs in is they play Florida State, and they might.
I think they go to Tulane. I think they go to
that green wave.
I think they go to the old green wave. Yep, I think so.
I think Liberty runs the table in Conference USA. Like, I think, yeah.
I think they do it again. I guess we'll find out this year. Will be a good litmus test because Boise State, they play the Ducks. If they lose, are they just automatically out? Because there's probably going to be an undefeated team, right? There always is in the smaller conferences. I wonder. I'm going to be intrigued to see what they do if they actually look at the merits of the teams or just see the undefeated team and say they have to be in.
I would just say if Boise's only loss is to Oregon and Liberty goes undefeated, the committee's in a shitty situation. Let's just say Oregon's the 5 seed. Like, oh, do you want a rematch again at Autzen with Boise? Or do you want kind of a bull rematch with fucking Liberty? There's no good answers there. It's
Booble says he's taking FIU, the Fighting Pit Bulls.
Yeah, Pitbull Stadium, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Dale. So, final 4 teams that we're at?
Yep.
Yeah.
I got Georgia.
We kind of
I got Ohio State.
Kind of already
beating
did
Oregon.
Yeah.
Well, I skipped.
Okay.
Ohio State beating Oregon in Indianapolis and Texas and I don't even know. I wrote in a pen that wasn't working. The ink is bad.
Yeah.
So I can't tell.
So final 4, Georgia, Oregon. I think this is Oregon's year, man. I hate saying it because I know it's not gonna happen because it never fucking happens. But like they're so good. Like Oregon's roster is so good. So Oregon, Georgia. Yeah, who's gonna sneak their way in? Alabama.
I'll fill it in.
Like Oregon, Georgia, Alabama. Utah?
You don't even have Ohio State in there. Dang. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think so. So are we talking about like? Yeah, we're talking about like after the playoffs start and teams play each other. Yeah. Utah.
Yeah. So I got Georgia, Oregon. I got Ohio State, and I got Arizona.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird me picking Arizona the other time and then Utah for this one, but whatever.
Well, once you just got to make the playoff. That's all that matters.
It's a tournament. Yeah.
But it could be weird to see potentially the Ducks and the Buckeyes play each other 3 times.
3 times, yeah.
Because it's got to be one of those. If the teams do what they do, they're going to be probably the 2 seed, and then the other one's going to be the 5 or the 6 seed. And I think they'll work in a way to where they won't play each other the next round.
I would assume that's how they would want to work.
I think that's how they would do it. Try to avoid conference matchups, maybe, or something. I don't know, but yeah, I could see them playing each other 3 times, and then Georgia. Then I guess I'll finish it off. I got Georgia beating Arizona. I got the Ducks beating Ohio State, and unfortunately, I got Georgia winning it all.
Yeah, I got Georgia beating Oregon in the title.
I think Oregon's going to win it.
Hey, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mark it down. Oregon, our alma mater. We'll go on and on. We're a podcast champion. In the glory, Oregon.
That's a parody. University of Oregon Athletics. So we're not allowed to sue us.
Yes,
no cease and desist. It's a Weird Al parody. Fair use. We're allowed. Yeah.
Gabriel better than Marcus.
Yeah.
Cause he won a natty son. Change the name on the building. Cause he's Dylan Gabriel.
That works.
He's the real number 8. Because you are a bum. Dylan.
Yeah. Again, Masoli's my number 8, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we are.
Mark it down. By the way, August 15th, 8:53 p.m. I said Oregon's going to win the national title. Mark it down.
I feel like we're a very bad podcast for being like an Oregon Duck podcast.
Yeah.
For the most part, we rarely pick the Ducks to win it all or anything like that.
Yeah,
I guarantee
you could have stopped at bad podcast. Like,
but
how many of these have we done?
I guarantee there are some Husky podcasts out there where they're legitimately picking the Huskies to win it all.
Well, they got a path, man.
Yeah,
there's a path.
If they can get by Michigan and Penn State I'm just saying.
Michigan's having a down year. They're about to get
Jed's
those
a live fish, baby.
Yep. I'm sure Jed Fish has talked about he's the second coming of Saban or something. I'm sure he's
so real quick before we get to the list. Can we have a quick can we continue the conversation from Discord we were having the other day, where it was who's going to be worse, like Colorado or Washington? Because most of the Discord was saying Colorado is going to be worse. And that's not true. It's impossible because Washington is
worse how wins.
Yeah, wins and losses.
They'll have the same amount of wins. They're both gonna have 4 wins.
4.
I think they'll get to 4 each. Yeah.
Dude, Colorado is in a worse conference. They have a good quarterback, a really good wide receiver. And Washington has neither of those things, and they're in a good conference. Washington lost all of their starters, all of them, and they have a new coach trying to install a new system. They are going to be insanely bad.
They got a veteran quarterback in
Will Rogers,
Yeah, veteran
like,
quarterback.
Get out of here. Like, that's what Fender was saying, too. Like, he's like, yeah, dude, they have a better quarterback. No, they don't. No, they don't. I know we don't like Shedeur Sanders. I know why. Like, I get it. He's better than Rodgers. Like, what are we saying?
Well,
Can I just give you Washington's early season schedule?
Yes.
At home against Eastern Michigan.
Loss.
At Lumen Field against Wazoo.
Loss.
Home against Northwestern.
Okay. All right. You got Northwestern.
At Rutgers, right?
Not at Rutgers.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 games right there that. Oh, and Weber State. I think I forgot to mention Weber State.
You're traveling to the Shianos? Like, that's an L. That is an L.
Okay, that's fine. And then their schedule gets tough. Home against Michigan, at Iowa, Indiana. Home against USC.
Loss.
At Penn State.
Loss.
Against UCLA, at Oregon.
Loss.
I think UW wins 6 games. I think at the end of the day, we're talking about 6-6 versus 7-5.
I would be surprised.
If Washington beats Wazoo, because like I've mentioned before, Yogi Roth in the spring training or spring practice said Wazoo's roster is better than Washington, so we'll see. Mm-hmm. If they beat Wazoo, I think they go 6-6.
And that's
on the
that's
side,
what we're saying Colorado will do as well.
Yeah.
They'll go 7-5.
Here's the flip side, Colorado.
I don't believe they're losing North Dakota State.
No. Yeah, home against North Dakota State, at Nebraska.
They'll lose to Nebraska.
At Colorado State.
They'll win.
Oh, that game last year was so good.
It was.
Oh, man.
At home against Baylor.
Baylor stinks.
At UCF.
Oof, they'll lose. They'll lose.
They'll lose to UCF?
Yeah.
All right. 3.
At home against Kansas State.
Loss.
Avery
Johnson, the quarterback for K-State.
Avery Johnson.
Avery Johnson.
And then Buckner's got at Arizona.
That's a loss. Yeah.
At home against Cincinnati.
They'll win.
At Texas Tech. Is Shuck still there somehow?
No, he's at Louisville, actually.
He's at Louisville?
Yep.
I could see that being like a season-defining win for like Dion, and they end up getting bowl eligible because of it.
So how many wins do you have him at right now?
5.
After Texas,
and that's
5,
with
right?
Texas A&M. Yeah.
Yeah. And here's the tough. Then at home against Utah.
Loss.
At Kansas. Kansas no.
I like that one. Yeah.
And then they end the year at home against OK State.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Tough little finish there.
I think it's 6 wins for Washington, 5 for CU.
Okay.
See.
Okay.
And,
hey, you know what? Like, we have our opinions. People bring evidence, and we can admit we're wrong sometimes. So they're probably going to be the same. All right. Cool.
No, we can't.
We can't. We're not the same. Nobody knows more about winning than me.
You're also missing the biggest picture here, Braga. I mean, UW just generates NFL talent at wide receiver and DB. There's probably 5 NFL players on that roster right now at wide receiver and DB.
No, actually, they transferred. One of them's playing at Oregon. Actually, the NFL corners.
They don't bring in NFL guys; they create.
They develop them. Yeah.
That's what you're missing. Clearly. That's why they're going to win more. That's why they're better in Colorado.
Clearly. And WCP does bring up Colorado is one of the worst coaches in the country, and I agree.
Coaches smooches.
I think Fish is a good coach. Like he just doesn't have any players right now. So we'll see. All right, thanks for indulging me in that. Let's do we have anything else before we do our list? Like anything we want to touch on? Like the Zers leaving Root?
I'll just say, hey, good. I'm glad the Zers are on Antenna TV going forward.
Is that what's going to happen?
That's what they're saying. Yeah.
Okay.
They're going to be on like UPN?
CW, UPN, something like that.
Well, that's what they used to be on, right?
Yeah. They were. Yeah. They definitely played games on UPN back in the day.
Channel 4, right?
Channel 4.
Yeah. No, I'm
right after that, Moesha, baby.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, leading into Moesha.
Show.
Bro, like, by the way, CW, like, getting Oregon State and Washington State, getting the Blazers back, like, CW is on the come up. Time to invest. Invest in the C-Dub.
Are they
Are
Am I doing my best, Tim Robinson? Are they?
All right. Our list comes from Fender in the Discord, Sports Brewery in Discord. If you'd like an invitation to that, ask us for one. We'll send you one. Our Discord is a good time. It is best athlete, actors, and wrestlers are included. That was a big caveat. Like when we were choosing the list that we had this week, we sort of all texted each other, and I was like, "Hey, wrestlers, like that counts, right?" Because yes, so that's a big one because there's a lot of wrestlers who became actors, like big ones. So
hey, you'd be surprised. I wrote down 6 names. I only have 1 wrestler. I'm
good for
pretty
you.
shocked.
Good for you.
I know. I'm a little shocked.
All right, you want to start us off?
No, because I gotta pick a top 3 of 6. It's tough.
Okay,
I'll go first. My number 3 is a wrestler, Dave Bautista.
Bautista's good. Like Bautista's
Glass Onion.
Good. Yep.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
Knock at the Cabin. Little Demon.
Do you guys like Bautista now that he's like slimmed down a little bit?
Has he?
I compared to what? Yeah, like when he first started making movies, he was that crazy Jack guy, like Drac.
Yeah, he was like fresh off of wrestling, where he's doing roids all day and stuff. So, you know.
Yeah, he's slimmed a little bit. He wears glasses, has a beard.
Yeah,
he tries to do a little more.
A lot of time running on the Dune.
Yeah, he's a normal guy. Yeah. Yeah, he was in Dune, wasn't he? That's right. Yeah, man, he's a big deal. Shit, I need to like rethink my list a little bit.
Those direct TV commercials.
Yeah.
Man, he was such a good actor in those.
Yeah.
On the lake. Streaming.
My number 3 is Carl Weathers. Played professional football with the Raiders for a year, and then played for the BC Lions for a few years, and then went on to be Carl Weathers. Legend. R.I.P. Big ups, Carl Weathers.
I had Carl Weathers.
CW.
Is that his
Weathers.
network? Is that his network?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, yeah. All right.
Last I saw him, he was on Mandalorian, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Big time.
I am gonna go my number 3 with Randall Tex Cobb. He was a fighter before he became an A. He had like 60 fights.
I thought that was the ex-Green Bay receiver.
Well, that's why I threw the Tex in there.
I was surprised by the text. I was like, okay,
Randall Cobb?
Huh. Yeah, huh.
Aaron
had a mean dig route.
The guy who Aaron Rodgers extended his career like 4 years just for the hell of it, even though he wasn't good at receiver. All right, cool. 3's from the chat. Booble says Carl Weathers as well. And WCP says Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think is
weightlifting. That's tough of calling that a sport. Right? Because it wasn't weightlifting. It was just like Mr. Olympus, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's what it was.
That's just showing up and being jacked. That's not actually doing anything.
Like being able to put on oil and flex.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll give it to him. If we're doing wrestlers, no, you know what? Because like wrestling, you have to be really athletic. You just got to be strong. Sport. You know what? They give out trophies. It's a sport. There.
All right. Done.
All right. There's by the way, there's a lot of questionable things that just became sports under my logic. But, yeah. All right, King. What's your 2?
Well, it was Arnold, but apparently that's...
No, you can have it. We just decided.
Okay. All right. Well, then Arnold Schwarzenegger. He turned into liquid metal. Terry Bollea. He was, he watched your kids.
You're skipping ahead to Ski's number 1.
No, I did not. My number 1's... I'll get to my.
We'll get it. Yeah. Okay. My number 2, Vinnie Jones, from the Vinny Jones, I don't know, like it's been circulating on Instagram lately, all the clips of him playing professional soccer back in the day. But Vinny Jones, he was like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. He was in Snatch. He's in the new Gentleman show that's on Prime, I think it is, or is it Hulu? No, it's Hulu. Yeah, he's a Guy Ritchie dude, and he's great. So. Vinny Jones.
Yeah, I recently just saw one of those videos where he was like the emergency goalie. And
he was
and made like ridiculous saves. And,
really good. As an emergency goalie.
I had Vinny Jones. I'm moving on. My number 2, Howie Long.
Broken Arrow.
Firestorm. He's surprisingly still making a decent amount of stuff too now.
Not bad. Wait, he's still in movies?
He's still doing stuff. Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Huh. Like what?
I was just looking it up. I was surprised to see how much he was still doing.
I'm like, I feel like I would remember seeing him in something if he was in something. Yeah, you look that up. 2s from the chat. Booble says Cam Neely. Yep.
Yeah.
WCP says Shaq. Yeah.
I guess not as much I thought. He was just in The Underdogs in the movie MVP in the last 2 years.
Okay.
Not as much as I thought.
I don't know. Fuck is MVP?
Yeah,
I don't know, but he was in it.
Yeah. I think Ski might have been overselling his pick a little bit.
A little bit. I was actually thinking of one of my honorable mentions.
Shaq also, by the way, produced one of the best video games ever, Shaq Fu. Sega Genesis, legendary game. All right, King, what's your number 1?
My number 1, Burt Reynolds.
Yeah.
Strike Force, Endgame, Smokey and the Bandit, Wally Sparks, Mystery Alaska, Cop and a Little Man, or whatever the fuck that was called. Cop and a Half? Was it Cop and a Half?
1.5 cops. Cop and a Little Man.
Dukes of Hazzard, Broken Bridges. I mean, come on! Burt Reynolds, friends with Lee Corso, Boogie Nights.
All right, I was
Citizen Ruth.
I was gonna do Cena as my 1, but because we're allowing bodybuilders, I'm going Sean Connery. Because if you don't know,
nope, you're playing both sides.
For a woman needs your slap.
The rules and we go.
Woman needs your slap. Damn it, I'll give it to her.
There's a fine line between Connery and Bane. It's pretty close for how he.
We named the dog Indiana. He was born. The dog was born in the darkness. Pussy galore. He was apparently, by the way, he was apparently 3rd in Mr. Universe in 1953. Sean Connery was. Look it up. There's like pictures of him like being a bodybuilder. It's wild. You never expect.
Was that back in the day where like guys weren't even like jacked or anything? They were just like
yeah. All the workouts they did were like big medicine balls and those like straps that go around your waist and shake you. Like
shake you. Yeah.
That's all they do. Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. My number 1. This was a tough number 1 to pick, and I decided to go with Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Wow.
They Live, Always Sunny. Do you want to know what my toss-up was? I left him off the list because I didn't want to add him with Brian Bosworth. Look him up.
No, we're not doing it.
Brian Bosworth.
No.
His first
not allowing it.
His first movie, Stone Cold, is actually a very good movie.
Producers, cut his mic.
So good.
I just threw my glasses because I don't want to see anymore because I just heard that. That was awful.
The Boz.
Even for an honorable mention, that's awful.
Hey, Batman, you call this archaeology?
Bosworth has 30 acting credits to him.
Do you even have lightning shaved into your hair? You're not tough.
You guys keep doing this. I'm gonna pick Stone Cold now.
Do you even have a cross on your earring? Oh my god! All right, once from the chat, real quick. Booble does Terry Crews.
Yeah.
WCP does Half-Thor Bjornsson, aka the Mountain from Game of Thrones. Is he an athlete or is he just huge?
I think it was World's Strongest Man event.
Was he?
Stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's like pulling trucks with his wrists.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Lifting those giant boulders and putting them on the pedestals.
Yeah, carrying the boulder. Like, yep.
Question for you two: did you guys think at all about putting OJ in your top 3?
I did. When we first decided this was going to be the list, I was like, oh, OJ, right? Like, and then I looked at more athletes and was like, oh, okay, I cannot put OJ on the list.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and not do it.
Yeah, you entertained OJ at least, right?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. Like for a second. Yeah. So I got some honorable mentions too. Andre the Giant.
Was it in one movie?
Yeah, but it was
great movie.
a really good movie. Yeah.
Yes, I'll give you that. Yes.
George Mirasan? No, just kidding.
With Billy Crystal?
Yeah.
What was the name? My Giant.
My Giant.
My Giant?
Yeah.
My Giant.
No, Billy Crystal owned him. He was his giant. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Actually, that's it. That's all I had. And again, like I guess Cena's an honorable mention for me. Like Cena probably
I'm kind of learning.
Yeah. What?
Sean Connery's lines, they're not one-liners. They're very long. It makes the doing it in a Bane voice very like hard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like they're all fucking paragraphs.
Shakespeare. Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I got a couple more left off. Got Stone Cold. Got King's favorite movie, Mars Attacks. So you got Jim Brown.
Yeah.
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 Bubba Smith was in the Police Academy movies.
I'm not touching Jim Brown.
If we're not doing OJ, like we're not.
None of us picked The Rock, right?
So let's just avoid former NFL running backs.
Skyscraper.
Yeah.
All right. So no running backs. All right.
Yeah. We didn't say The Rock.
No one said The Rock, which
hilarious.
I'm fine with personally. Yeah, I think that's it, right? Hogan, we mentioned. Rodman, Double Team. Yeah. That's it, I think.
WCP says Boban because he was in John Wick 3
and 4, I think. I think it's been 2 of them.
Oh no, he was in 1 and then he didn't make it to the next one.
I thought he was in 2 of them.
It wasn't the first one. I think it was the third one where he like fought him in the library and yeah. It didn't end well for Boban. Let's just say that.
Kevin Durant was in a movie.
Anthony Edwards in now too. We saw that movie.
That's true. And actually he was like really good in it. Like the Hustle, right?
Yeah.
Hustle,
yeah, he was actually really good in that.
It was just him talking shit on the basketball court, but yeah.
Yeah, like he was a good villain in that. Credit where it's due, I guess. Okay. Anything else?
Is Sean Connery dead?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess he lives in the darkness now.
Can you do that with his Scottish accent? A little more Scottish.
A little more Scottish, yeah.
No.
Eddie Hall. WCP says Eddie Hall is honorable mention. Who's that? I don't know who Eddie Hall is. He also says Kevin Nash, by the way.
Kevin Nash. There you go.
Kevin Nash also in one of the John Wick movies. And
Grandma's Boy.
And Grandma's Boy. Yep. Was he in Benchwarmers too?
And wasn't he Shredder also in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Was he?
I think he was Shredder.
Like wearing the costume?
Yeah,
that's
the mask and everything.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, get sleeping on.
I know.
Kevin Nash.
I know. No joke. Eddie Hall is another strongest man guy, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
How is Jason Lee number 9 on a list of famous athlete actors?
He skateboarded before he was an actor.
That's not.
And he wasn't like a professional skateboarder either. He just was good at it. So yeah, I don't buy that either. Honorable mention LeBron. Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
He was good in that movie.
What, in Space Jam?
No,
The
the
Amy
one
Schumer
with
one?
Amy
Yeah.
Schumer one. Yeah.
Oh,
He was. Yep. Playing like a version of himself. He was funny. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? We good?
Oh, how do we miss Gina Carano?
oh,
Yeah. She's right up this podcast's alley. Yeah.
Do we have to put her? Do we have to put her in with the NFL running backs, or is she not that? She's not that problematic, but
Not that problematic.
not quite that problematic, but she's close.
Oh, WCP says Nash was also in the Magic Mike movies. So, Kevin Nash.
There we go.
Real.
I'll take your word for it.
I might move Kevin Nash into the top 3 now that we're listing things off here.
I know. Now that we're like listing the credits. Jeez. All right, cool. We're good. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Movie on Sunday is Twister. It is on
Sean
Max.
Connery died in 2020?
Yeah, he just
How did I
wasn't in
miss
anything.
that in 2020?
He's been dead
Because
for
he wasn't in
several
anything
years.
He wasn't in anything for 15 years.
He
Where he
died
just-
in the
he just-
Bahamas.
Show all you have to do with this. You just go shh, 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 just add that. He's been dead for several years. And then it's Connery and Bane. That's all you gotta do. Oh boy. All right. Movie on Sunday is Twister. It's on Max. Watch it, listen to us talk about it. A bye.
Jesse Ventura also.